Modern celebrities can't go anywhere without the tabloid press publishing all sorts of crazy rumors. Should they be photographed with an unknown person, they must be having an affair. Should they look a little disheveled, they must be on something. And it seems like rumors just keep getting weird by the day. These are 10 crazy celebrity conspiracy theories. Number 10. Avril Lavigne died a decade ago and was replaced by a doppelganger. Avril Lavigne's life and career have taken a dramatic turn over the years. She started out as a pop star with a punk rock vibe who sang songs like Complicated and Skate Tour Boy with lyrics that were fun, easy to memorize, and stayed with you for years. But by 2007, Lavigne's style had turned more bubblegummy and her sound was closer to other pop songs on the radio. Girlfriend and Hello Kitty may have been catchy, but that sounded like the work of a different artist. It didn't help that Lavigne, between 2013 and 2015, married Chad Kroeger, the lead singer of Nickelback, who is about as square as rock stars get. How to explain it all? According to the theory, the real Lavigne took her own life in 2003, after her parents' divorce, and was replaced by a doppelganger named Melissa Vandella. Vandella was originally hired by Lavigne to confuse the paparazzi, according to the theory, but stepped in when the real Lavigne had died and turned her sound into a poppier direction. Number 9. Robin Williams was murdered. The death of beloved star Robin Williams is one of the saddest Hollywood tragedies in recent memory. The man who made the world laugh in such classics as Mrs. Doubtfire and Aladdin took his own life on August 11, 2014. It was heartbreaking news, but the internet's finest conspiracy theorists knew there was no time to mourn. Within hours of his death, claims had begun to emerge that Williams had been murdered by the Illuminati for some reason. Probably as a sacrifice for some sort of ritual to the devil. Then, weirdly, Family Guy was brought into the mix. Shortly before the news of Williams' death was announced, the BBC had rebroadcast an episode of the animated show in which the main character Peter Griffin gains the power to turn everyone he touches into Robin Williams. Naturally, this couldn't be a coincidence, with Twitter users insisting that the show was being used to predict the death. The only question remaining is just why the Illuminati love Family Guy so much. Number 8. Pop star Katy Perry is actually JonBenét Ramsey. As the theory goes, Ramsey, who was killed at the age of 6 in 1996 in an unsolved murder, actually didn't die. Instead, her death was faked and she grew up to be singer Katy Perry. The theory was posted online by a YouTuber who goes by Dave Johnson. Johnson's YouTube account is filled with false, outlandish conspiracies, like that Michelle Obama is a man, the moon is a hologram, and that Anne Frank is actually acclaimed American author Francine Prose. The Katy Perry theory, in particular, rests on no evidence. At one point, the YouTuber says that Perry and Ramsey are one and the same because they have similar eyebrows. Snopes traced the roots of the theory and found that it was first sparked, jokingly, in 2010, when Perry shared a picture of herself as a child and some people thought she looked a bit like Ramsey. Number 7. Beyoncé was never pregnant and Blue Ivy was born through a surrogate mother. Conspirators claim that Blue Ivy is actually a remaking of Satan's daughter, even though there's been no proof of that concept. What's more, some conspiracy theorists suggest that Beyoncé never carried or gave birth to Blue Ivy after a video emerged of her belly apparently folding in during a sit-down interview. Theorists claim that Beyoncé used a surrogate to carry and give birth to Blue Ivy. The theory is fueled by several different incidents. First, Beyoncé gave 2 different dates for when she was expecting to give birth. And then there's the fact that there are no publicly available images or videos of Beyoncé giving birth. According to the New York Daily News, Beyoncé and Jay-Z paid $1.3 million to seal off and redecorate a wing at the Upper East Side Hospital to make the whole experience private. For conspiracy theorists, that's evidence that Beyoncé never gave birth in the first place and that Blue Ivy is the child of a surrogate mother. Number 6. Taylor Swift is the clone of a satanic high priestess. You would have seen this one making the rounds again recently, but it's just as crazy as the rest of them. The theory claims that T-Swizzle is the clone, or daughter, depending on where you read, of the former satanic high priestess Zena Lavie. Lavie is the daughter and founder of the Church of Satan and was the church's high priestess between 1985 and 1990, according to BuzzFeed. The two have many similarities, including their signature blonde hair and bold red lips, leading theorists to believe that they are somehow linked. Number 5. The Illuminati killed the real Slim Shady. In the early 2000s, Eminem, aka Marshall Mathers, was one of the biggest rappers on earth. But after his 2004 album, Encore, he took a 5-year break before coming out with Relapse. Why the long hiatus? Mathers attributes it to writer's block, drugs, and writer's block caused by drugs. But according to a conspiracy theory post, the Illuminati tried to recruit Eminem, Eminem refused, and so the Illuminati killed him through a car crash and probably finished him off after if that didn't kill him. Then the Illuminati fabricated a new Eminem to replace the old one, which is why his voice sounds kind of different. It's one of the few conspiracy theories about a celebrity not being a part of the Illuminati, and instead of turning down an invitation to join them. Number 4. Film director Stanley Kubrick helped NASA fabricate the moon landings. The conspiracy theory that the moon landings were faked has been around for a long time. Some theorists, as chronicled in Rodney Asher's documentary Room 237, think Kubrick even dropped a few hints about it in 2001, A Space Odyssey, which was released a year after the moon landing. More recently, the theory that Kubrick fabricated footage of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the moon has been reinforced by a purported interview Kubrick allegedly gave, where he allegedly confesses that the whole thing is a shame. It is impossible to get there, Kubrick apparently says. 2001 was very ambitious, but that's not to say that faking the moon landing was not ambitious. But I learned things from making 2001, and that's why I got this gig in the first place. Number 3. Lorde is actually 48 years old. Number 20-year-old is this emotionally intelligent and has such a vested interest in grammar. That's because Lorde is actually a 40-something-year-old woman who faked her age to sell herself as a young musical prodigy. How could a 17-year-old write a masterpiece like Royals? Maybe because she was actually in her 40s. Lorde age truthers point to a 2014 interview with Rookie magazine, where she says, "The virgin suicides really resonated with me as a teenager. I mean, I am still a teenager," and to a quote she gave to Vanity Fair, where she says, "I'm actually 45. Lorde was born in 1996. Emma Carmichael at the Hairpin got her birth registration from the government of New Zealand that confirms it. Number 2. The real Paul McCartney is actually dead. This theory claims that the Beatles star died in a car accident in 1966 and was replaced by a lookalike. Theorists take the Abbey Road album cover as evidence that McCartney was dead before the album's release in 1969. On the album cover, McCartney is the only band member not wearing any shoes. This, apparently, is seen as proof of his death. Further claims of McCartney's death are linked to the Beatles' hit I'm So Tired. Apparently, if you play the song backwards, late Beatles member John Lennon can be heard singing, "Paul is dead, I miss him, I miss him." And on another track, Strawberry Fields Forever, Lennon is supposedly heard saying, "I buried Paul," in the outro. Before we get to number 1, if you liked this video, please show your gratitude by hitting the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon. We bring new videos every week. Number 1. Miley Cyrus was killed and replaced. This theory is very similar to the replacement of Paul McCartney. Conspirators suggest some sort of tragedy befell Cyrus, and because management didn't want to lose making money off the Hannah Montana star, they replaced her with a double. The theory claims the replacement happened in 2010, and apparently explains the difference in behavior of the star before and after this time. And the lack of response from Cyrus' team only leaves theorists to conclude that it's true. Whether these conspiracies are true or not remains a mystery. If we missed any theories, please feel free to mention them in the comments below and we will add them in the next one.